Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to another ranty video without a script. We have a new microphone, by the way, so let me know if you like the quality. We are driving around in Assetto Corsa, of course, some chill gameplay, I guess, because I wanted to rant while playing, and this rant is probably gonna be unedited or rant, like a podcast type of deal, video type here. So, anyways, a couple of days ago at work, I had an idea. I had an idea to make this video, uh, and the basic premise of the video is that I've changed over the last year or so. Like, ever since I started doing these types of like philosophical, I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, ever since I started doing these like ranty videos, ever since then my life has been changing, and I've been changing ever since from before that. Everyone is changing at all times, but I noticed that ever since I really started doing these videos, I've been different. And maybe this may come off to some of you. Oh, I crashed there a couple of restarts ago. And maybe this will come off as some sort of stupid rant to most of you, or like a trauma dumping, or like talks about psychology. But I feel like I've really changed over the past year or so. Not just a year or so, like over the past 3 years, I've changed as a person. Uh, it's I started changing into this version that I'm currently like ever since before I even started making these ranty videos. Like, if some of you are keeping up with the with my channel or have been here for a longer time, I probably ever since that whole Sound Hill video essay I made a couple of years back, then you know that before that, or if you go and check out this channel right now, who am I to talk here about who knows what, but if you've been here for a long time, or if you check the video history of the sort of things I've posted in the past, well, then you know that I used to post a lot with my friends. And I still consider those people my friends, even if we don't really talk anymore. But over the past like 2 years, I've realized that I used to cling to certain people just because I didn't want to feel lonely, and I don't do that anymore. I don't keep some people around just because I feel lonely anymore. Like, yeah, I still feel alone. I'm still a loner, not like a doomer, but I'm still a loner. But I just don't keep people around just because I would feel lonely, or because I would want to just have some sort of contact with someone. Like, over the Rona and the lockdowns and shit, like back then, I was pretty much talking to online people just to not go insane. Yeah, I was feeling lonely. It was like after the lockdowns ended, but I was freshly broken up with, or I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, and I started talking to people again because I didn't want to feel alone. Like, I reconnected with those people I used to record these excrement gaming videos with, and I did that just because I felt alone. You know, I didn't want to spend my free time alone. I just wanted to laugh with someone and to forget my troubles with someone. But yeah, probably many times that I've been with those people. Let me slow down here a bit. I don't want to go that fast anymore. But yeah, I used to talk to them and play games with them, even when I absolutely hated playing those games with them, just because I didn't want to feel alone. You know? And over time, as their interests changed, and I started, I think, personally changing with my loneliness issues when they started playing a lot of League of Legends. I already mentioned it in that video of modern dating and modern friendships and relationships, like the first series video I made on this channel, but they all started playing League of Legends, like really hardcore playing of League of Legends. Like, they played it all the fucking time. They didn't want to play Left 4 Dead, they didn't want to play CS or some other game. They pretty much just played League of Legends, and that's when I realized that I was in those calls just because I didn't want to be alone while on my computer. Like, I didn't want to talk. I didn't even talk to them anymore. I was just there sitting in the Discord calls and just listening to them scream about League of Legends, and I didn't give a shit. Like, I legitimately didn't give a shit. And when we played League of Legends, it wasn't bad, but I felt like I was forcing myself to play League of Legends just to fit in. And it was like, I remember playing that game with them, and they had fun, and I had fun with them. Like, if any of you are watching this, don't get me wrong, but I felt like I was forcing myself to play that game, and it was pure fucking pain. Like, if any of you know what it feels like to do something just to appease someone else or to not feel like shit, then, well, you already know what I felt like. Because I felt like fucking trash playing that game. I was constantly thinking, like, why the fuck am I here? I'm not even talking to these people anymore. We are just sitting in the same Discord room. And yeah, that was it. That was pretty much what we were doing. Like, they wanted to play League of Legends, I didn't want to play it. And that's when I realized that, hold on, maybe I'm talking to these people just because I don't want to feel alone. And I'm playing the game, and I'm playing the games we are playing together just because, not just because I want to or to appease them. And I'm playing the games I don't like playing just because I don't want to feel alone. Maybe I'm repeating myself here already, sorry for that, but yeah, I did this shit. I got Akira Yamaoka playing in the background. That was a little break from that. So, on to like the next. Oh, I should have went to the right, but whatever. Yeah. Well, right-hand drive car and a left-hand drive setting. Never mind. By the way, how is this microphone doing? If it's cool, if it's good quality, then comment, I don't know, ramen noodles if you've gotten this far into the video. I doubt anyone will get this far into the video, but whatever. Let's continue where we left off a couple of seconds ago. So, what did I do then? What did I do when I started feeling like shit while playing games with them? Well, at first I stopped playing League of Legends with them, and I just hung out with those guys in the Discord calls. And then I noticed that, hey, these guys aren't talking to me anymore. Like, I'm just sitting here and they aren't even asking me anything like, hey, how's your day been going, like, how's life going and whatever. I was just the guy there, like, just sitting silently. I was the lurker of the server. And yeah, that's when I made this decision to just stop joining the Discord. What was the point? If I wasn't gonna talk to those people, and I certainly didn't want to play League of Legends, then what was the fucking point? Yeah. And that's when I pretty much entered my social isolation era, because I didn't want to appease people just to not be alone. Like, I started valuing my own free time much more. And then I was like, okay, so I'm single, I need someone in my life, people with similar interests, so I'm not gonna find them. So let me just try and look for a girlfriend, right? And I was at school back then, I still am, but extending my studies by 1 year because I didn't get to finish my master's degree thesis on time, sorry. And I was looking around at girls that were there, my classmates. Most of them were taken, of course, as it usually happens. And I found two, basically, not girlfriends, but girls that I was talking with on a daily basis, basically. And they were cool and all, but with each one of them I noticed something that I noticed something about me, more specifically, that made me not cut ties with them, but I've allowed things to go cold. And I did that because I didn't want to keep talking to them just to keep them in my life and to basically friend zone myself. Like, why should I friend zone myself just to keep this one person that doesn't want me in my life? Like, I value my time, I value other people's time, and keeping that person around when I am maybe romantically or sexually interested in them, and they probably aren't in me, well, what does that help? Who does that help? Like, yeah, maybe, yeah, we can be friends, sure, but my intentions are my intentions, and if the other person is not intending on doing the same things that I want to do with them, like get to know each other closer, to start dating, then I'm not gonna waste our time. Like, I'm gonna tell her straight up, like, listen, we are cool and all, I'm not your enemy, like, we are friends, so let's go dating. Oh, you don't want to date, that's fine, I'm just gonna walk away, because how do you keep a relationship, like a friendly relationship, going after you tell someone that you want to date them and they are like, oh, well, I don't want to date right now? Like, okay, cool. So in that situation, I don't think that it's in the best interest of both people to basically keep contact or whatever, because, well, there will be expectations created that one of the people, oh, what's this? Is this the end of the track or whatever? No. Okay. So I'm not gonna keep a relationship or a friendship going just because I didn't get a romantic relationship, or just because I didn't get to date that other person. Like, that's not good for anyone. That's not good for the person you're trying to date, or the person I'm trying to date. That's not good for me mentally, because I know what it feels like to be in a friend zone, and of course it's terrible. And then when you finally confess your feelings, like years down the line after being friends for a very long time, well, then that other person really tells you, oh, I don't see you romantically, because we built this relationship we have, or this friendship, we built it on the understanding that we are just friends. And that's why I believe that you should make your intentions with someone clear from the start. Like, just tell that person, like, if it's a girl or a boy, like, girl or a boy, I'm talking like I'm fucking 12. Like, if it's a man or a woman, I'm 25 years old, by the way. But if it's a man or if it's a woman, that the person, whatever you like, or whoever you like, you should make it clear from the start, like, oh, I like you, but I'm too much of a pussy to tell you normally, so yeah, this is how I'm telling you. I think that I would want to date you, but I don't know how to. Like, just make your intentions clear. Don't start a friendship on some lie. Like, I don't want to date you. I just want to be your friend. And when in reality you are thinking about fucking them every night, or when you want to marry them right off the bat. Don't get married too soon, by the way. But if you've met someone and you wanna build a future with him that involves romance, then you should tell them like, oh, I want to date you. I want to see where things could go between us. If you don't want that, cool. I'm just gonna leave it be. And if the other person is trying to keep you around, even though you told them that you want to date them and that they don't want you and they still want you around, then don't do that. Walk away, because that person probably is trying to keep you as a backup plan. That's just what's happening there. Like, the other person wants you to be their backup plan. That's pretty much why I left that friend group, because I was the spare guy. I was the guy you invite to lobbies when there's one person that's missing. And I realized that I wasn't really a core member of the friend group anymore. Like, I've watched that friend group change over the years. I've seen people come and go. I've seen people ruin their friendships by confessing to the one girl in the group. And the thing is, I was no longer the core guy in that group, and it wasn't like something that would make me feel really bad. But in reality, I just wasn't friends with those people anymore. I just wasn't like that valuable to them, and that's why I left, because they were keeping me around, not really talking to me, but just keeping up the friendship just because they wanted me to play games with them sometimes, because they didn't have enough people in the lobby. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Like, that's how I changed in the past 2 or 3 years. Like, I don't keep people that aren't good for me anymore. I don't keep them around. What more there to say? I mean, I still have some time before I have to leave, and I've been recording for 17 minutes, and this video is a lot shorter than my regular videos, but I feel like I've been talking for longer than I do with my regular videos, because these take like an hour or 2 hours to film, and I've been here for like 20 minutes, and I've already said everything I want to. Well, I mean, I guess I could go into like talk about love or something. Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep going. I still have time before I have to leave, and I still enjoy driving an Assetto Corsa on my shit-ass Volkswagen Golf. So, as for love, and the other ways that I've changed, like precisely that romance and those romantic feelings, that's how I changed as well. It's not just that I'm cut out to people, or that I've let go of people that weren't good for me. Oh fuck. Yeah, the engine is fried. I money shifted that shit. Yeah, engine is fried. Okay, I started to think a little bit too much, but hold on, let me have a drink. I'm playing this fucking game on a controller, like some cheap ass GameSir controller, but it's good. It's a good controller. So let's go. Let's do this shit again. And I mean, really, so to recap what I've just said, how I changed. I started cutting out people that weren't really not beneficial for me in an opportunistic way, but I started cutting out people that were keeping me around just because they didn't want to be lonely, not to be lonely, but to, that were keeping me around just in case. I started being more direct or more direct in my relationships with women. And something else that changed about me is that I'm no longer really apologizing that much. Because ever since I was a kid, I grew up in an environment that made me apologize a lot, even sometimes for stuff that wasn't my fault. Like, I remember this one time in elementary school or primary school, depending on whether you're using American or British English. But I remember this one time in primary school when I was getting bullied. What a fucking surprise. The guy playing Assetto Corsa and talking about random shit no one cares about. He got bullied in primary school. Like, yeah, he probably fucking deserved that, you fucking prick. Nah. What I was meaning to say is that I got bullied and I still wasn't made to apologize to the other guys. Like, and I nearly got in Slovakia we have, like, on our card reports, we have our behavior graded. I don't know what's that called in America or Britain, but we had graded behavior. Everyone started with 1, and if they did something bad, then the grade got lowered, and so on and so on. And basically, I was threatened with having my behavior grade lowered just because I didn't accept an apology from my bullies. Like, when the teacher was trying to get me to apologize to them because my dad stepped into the whole situation in a quite a brutal way. He didn't beat up anyone, but there were threats involved. And I was made to apologize for my dad's behavior to the bullies. And I was like, and I told the teacher something like, well, how am I supposed to apologize to these guys that beat me the fuck up? How am I supposed to apologize? Why am I supposed to apologize to them when it's their own fault that they did this? I did nothing to make them angry, and they chose to beat me up. And that's the sort of attitude I'm bringing into 2026 with me and into my future. Oh fuck, let's not fry the engine again. And that's the sort of attitude I'm bringing into 2026. Like, I'm no longer apologizing for shit that's not my fault. Because that was something that my ex-girlfriend was very annoyed by. Like, I was even apologizing for apologizing. So that's how bad this was. This issue I have with apologizing. Like, in regards to that relationship, I would like to move on from it, and I've already forgotten about it. But what I've realized about that relationship is that a lot of the times, even when I was right and completely justified in some arguments that I've had with my ex-girlfriend, that I was apologizing to her just so that she wouldn't leave me. Like, I kept apologizing, and I'm done with apologizing to everyone for everything and for trying to appease other people by apologizing just to keep them around. Like, fuck you. Like, if something is my fault, I'm going to apologize for it. But I'm not going to say something, I'm not going to feel bad with you just because I've said something that I believe, or just because I did something that I think was right. And I guess that's why we, in the ending, broke up. In the end, why we broke up, or when we got together a second time, or got together is not really a great term for it, but you know, like, we sort of started talking again when we got involved romantically. And I was still apologizing just to keep her around because I was afraid that she would leave again. And in the end, I got tired of her shit and I broke up with her. And that's the sort of attitude I'm bringing into my future. Like, if you're giving me shit for things that are out of my control, then fuck you. Like, that was the biggest problem in that relationship. She was giving me shit for things that were out of my control. She belittled my mental health issues. Like, yeah, I told her that it's over for me, and yeah, that relationship is over for me. But I left that relationship with a lot of resentment, and I guess that I need to just put my thoughts down somewhere and to organize them and to just let them out and to vent them. Because when I tried to vent my issues with her, she didn't want to listen, and she belittled me again. So yeah, I'm glad that she's gone from my life. Maybe I will start hating her like 50 Cent hates Diddy and just doing whatever I can to make her life miserable. Just being a top tier level hater. Nah, I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm probably going to think from time to time about it. Like, from time to time, I think about my ex-girlfriend and the shit she put me through. And she would say, yeah, but I didn't put you through that shit. You put yourself through that shit with your own head. And I would say, yeah, but in a relationship, you're supposed to support one another and to be an emotional support to one another. And we've had an argument about this after breaking up, but I told her that she told me that she didn't want to raise a man and to be raising a man basically after he's an adult, when he's already an adult. She didn't want to raise a man child to be a man. And I told her, I'm not a man child. You don't need to raise me to anything. You just need to be supportive to me. Like, I'm not a child anymore. I just need to be supported, and I need emotional support, and you need my emotional support when you will feel like shit. And I guess that's why I'm also disgusted by modern relationships in general, because women have this attitude of, I hate a man child, you need money to take care of me. Oh, I've sped up there a lot. But I guess that a lot of women have this toxic way of thinking about men. Like, all he wants is sex, and I need money to be taken care of, and all these. I've already talked about a lot of these things, but the basic premise from like those 2 or 3 videos that I made about men and women is that algorithm shows you anything just to keep you entertained and to keep you on the platform, no matter whether you are on the TikTok or on Instagram Reels or on YouTube Shorts. Whatever it is, it's just trying to keep you there. And that's why the modern dating scene is so toxic. Because Reels are toxic. And yeah, like a lot. It's a lot we were talking about today. Hold on, I need to I need to use a pill. Hold on, for my throat and shit. Oh, 30 minutes now. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so let's continue driving without blowing the fucking engine up again. Yeah, but another thing I wanted to talk about today, when I was thinking about what I would like to talk about in this video when I was at work 2 days ago, I got around to recording the video only now. But yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about is expectations versus reality when it comes to dating and friendships. Because a lot of people would say that men men and women can be friends, and I beg to disagree. And a lot of people, basically on the right-wing side, would say that liberal women are the most toxic people. And I would disagree with that, because we are not like best friends or really great friends, but good friends. Like, I can talk about literally anything with these two women, and they are liberals. Like, a lot of stuff that I believe they would disagree with. Like, we are ideologically and spiritually and in any sort of way, any sort of shit you can think about, we are opposed to many things. But one thing that I like about these two women is that they are way more mature than a lot of conservative women, or like centrist women, or like right-wing women. These two liberal women are much more mature than a lot of women that are not liberals that I know. Yeah. Because these two women gave me emotional support that a lot of women and men on like that are ideologically how do you pronounce that word? Ideologically closer to me. A lot of these people that are ideologically fuck it, you know what I mean. A lot of people that have similar ideas to mine, that are closer to me than these two women are. A lot of them are like emotional retards, I would say. And these two women showed me more empathy when we were talking. They showed me way more empathy than anybody else. And I think that it's specifically because they were liberals, or they are liberals. I believe that. And that's the issue in modern world as well, is that we no longer talk to people from the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, we are just trying to make each other out to be our enemies, because the algorithm on the internet, and algorithms on the internet in general, I mean. But it's all the fear mongering, and when we are disconnected, we are weaker. When we are connected, we are stronger. That's pretty much what I wanted to say with that. It was probably not a good way to end that segment, but yeah. I appreciate those two women. Maybe if they are watching it right now, then maybe I would say thank you for talking to me occasionally and for being in my life, of course, because some of you might ask, well, why didn't you date these two women? And I mean, it's not that I wouldn't see them as someone I could spend the rest of my life with. It's just the fact that not just that I wouldn't want to be with them, or that I wouldn't try to make it work with them. A relationship with them would certainly be nice. But it's just that maybe it's because we are so opposed ideologically that it would put a giant fence up between us, and it would make loving each other hard. So yeah, that's why I also want a girlfriend or a wife maybe in the future who holds similar ideas to me, because when you're opposed in your life values with that person, that's supposed to be your spouse, that's supposed to be your forever. When you're opposed on these things with that person, then it's not gonna end up good, because that's exactly why my last relationship ended with my ex-girlfriend. And yes, I'm coming back to it again. But basically, one of the reasons why we broke up was that we had different values and we wanted to take our lives in different directions. And I wanted to, down the line, I wanted to finish school, I wanted to start working, I wanted to start a family with her, I wanted to marry her, I wanted to support her dreams. I'm not gonna say what dreams she had, but I wanted to support her dreams, and everything she pretty much wanted was to just fulfill her dreams. And she said that she didn't want to be married, she doesn't want kids, and that she values her freedom way more than she values our relationship. And that was the moment that like my eyes were wide open, and that was the moment I realized, like, I'm wasting my time with this woman. I need to end this. That was the precise moment when I realized that this is not going anywhere. But I still kept her around because I didn't want to be lonely, and that's that whole thing, wrapping around, back around to that loneliness thing, and keeping people around that are not of any value to your life. Because when your significant other has similar ideas and similar life values, it's not bad. I would argue that it is good. But just because you have different life values or different ideologies, or just because you're incompatible with each other, that doesn't mean that you can't be friends. Like, in terms of compatibility in like a romantic relationship, yeah, that wouldn't work. But as friends, it can work out. I think that anything can work out as a friendship. Even the most conservative Nazi can be a friend with a liberal woman, provided the conditions for the creation of their friendship are ideal. Hold on, let me slow down here. As a part of a role play, or as a part of just some big shit. Okay. And oh fuck. And basically, while we sit here and wait for zero reason at all, I have no reason to stop here. But basically, even if you are a right winger, you can be a friend with a left winger. If you're a commie, you can be a friend with a conservative. It's not impossible. It's just that the algorithms, the media, the people you listen to, like the big speakers and influencers, they really want to just split you apart and to not talk to each other, and to have these big ass echo chambers so that they can milk you for attention and money, and that's it. That's what they want from you. That's why you probably have no friends from the opposite side of the political spectrum. You should get some of those friends. Maybe your horizons will widen up. Like, certainly, ever since I started having these liberal friends as a centrist, which one and the other side of the political spectrum would say, like, oh, you're a centrist, so you're a borderline Nazi, or you're a borderline liberal. Like, no, I'm a centrist Christian. And a lot of maybe even you specifically, whoever you are, the person who's watching right now, maybe you would benefit from having friends on the opposite side of the political spectrum. Like, I certainly did. Like, ever since I started having these people as my friends, or just talking to them, ever since I just started talking to them in school, not even as friends, well, a lot of my opinions changed. Like, I used to be a really dumbed down liberal at first when I entered university. Like, a really stupid liberal that was just repeating all the stuff that the liberal media were telling me to repeat. And then I started listening to more right-wingers, and I started reading books. I started researching stuff, and I pretty much came to centrism as the best thing. Oh fuck! I just bent the car. Fucking bent it, Christ! Yeah, the car's fucked again. But I have to leave in a little while, so let's wrap this up. So my political views changed a lot ever since I started talking to various people from all sides of the political spectrum. And it's not really surprising that a lot of people are in the echo chambers, in the political echo chambers they are in, because they don't have access to those people that they could talk to. So yeah. In the future, if I could, I would try to foster more relationships that are good for me and good for the other person, so that we can agree on some things, but we certainly will disagree on other things. And I know that finding a girlfriend or a significant other, some would say, that you can't find the perfect fit for you in every single way. And I understand that. But still, you can at least find a pretty good fit with somebody else. But don't try to change that other person who is probably attractive to you. Don't try to change that person just because they are not acting or living in a way that you would want them to. Like, that's another thing. Like, don't try to make other people appease you. Like, if somebody should change something about their life, just tell them like, oh, this thing that you're doing, that's not healthy, you should really stop. Or something like that. You know what I mean. Don't try to change other people. The change in other people should be made in them from within. They must be willing to change. Oh yeah, I've been the car there. And that's really the thing. It's that a lot of us aren't willing to change. That's another point that I have here. Is that a lot of people aren't willing to change for other people or to keep their minds open. That's the whole echo chamber thing. Yeah, so being willing to change, be willing to change your life, and try to live the best life you can. That's all from me, I guess. What else could I say? So we talked about a lot of things today. Oh fuck. Yeah, fucking bend it, Christ. And we talked about a lot of things today. This is probably gonna go unedited onto YouTube. And I basically don't care anymore. Yeah, so let me bend the fucking car. I guess this is the first episode of like a podcast. So when I'm gonna be having some idea that I would want to talk about, I'm gonna make another video like this. Because I really like all this impromptu talking, like off the top of my head. No script prepared. Like, of course, there are scripted videos that are coming in the future of this channel. I don't have the time to film them right now, but yeah, there will be more scripted videos coming, and random talks. Like, this isn't even a rant, this is just like a real talk or some shit, you know? Okay, let's bend the car. The car is not yet dead. Can I kill it? Can I absolutely fucking kill it? Let's try money shifting this shit. Okay. So I enjoy talking like this a lot, because when you're in your head a lot of the time and you don't get those ideas out, they will start eating you from inside. And I think that it's a really good, like, a mental health exercise for me as well. To pretend like somebody is actively listening. This car doesn't want to be killed. This car doesn't want to be killed. Okay. So, I guess that's it. Thank you for your attention. And see you next time. Bye.